Ciao a tutti belli e brutti, brutte e belle da King Davark The Casual Gamer, rieccoci per un nuovo episodio di Mass Effect Andromeda che adesso si andrà ad alternare, come avete visto, con War Hospital. Eravamo tornati sulla cittadella di Andromeda, definiamola così, il Nexus, dopo aver salvato la colonia di Eos, ridato speranza e vita al pianeta intero e quindi salvato anche i propositi coloniali, dopo che la prima spedizione era finita molto molto male, e ridato speranza a tutta l'iniziativa, cioè il tentativo di abitanti della Via Lattea di colonizzare la galassia di Andromeda. Adesso qua siamo sul Nexus e c'erano un bel po' di missioncine, tipo scoprire chi sabotava, se non sbaglio, giusto? Che tasto avevo messo le... Fatemi vedere il diario al volo. Sì, ci sono avarie e quindi dobbiamo scoprire chi è stato.
An animal did this?
Affirmative. I am able to track it.
Una postazione di lavoro standard del Nexus, il terminale ha subito gravi danni fisici, causa probabile strumento attrezzo affilato con protuberanze metalliche o ossee multiple. Vabbè. Lui cosa vuole da noi?
Pathfinder. Wow. I'm Davis Carr, Helios News Service. Maybe you've heard my voice over the vids.
No.
I'm trying to file a story right now, but hey,
HNS, huh? Where are the rest of you?
I had an editor, but it's crazy out here. Now, beyond a freelancer or two, I'm it. All that stands between freedom and tyranny. Or something. I haven't had much sleep.
Ok, non invidio il tuo lavoro.
It must be difficult to set up a broadcast from scratch.
No, it's easy. Beyond the lack of staff, resistant authorities, and constant technical glitches. Still, I'm getting there. May have an honest-to-goodness source in Nexus Security, if she ever calls me back.
Who's your source?
No journalist worth their salt will ever give that up.
Beh. E chi ti finanzia? Oh, chi ti paga?
For you to do this.
Chi ti paga?
Technically, HNS is an arm of the initiative, but we serve the public, not them. Sometimes the higher-ups try and tell us what to broadcast, TAN especially, but we decide what to run and how to run it.
Bravi, eroici.
Causes friction, but at least I can live with myself.
Hai mai fatto il giornalista? Sembra un po' offensiva come domanda.
Back in the Milky Way?
I was. Sort of. Only had a couple internships under my belt. Good places, though. The New Star Chronicle even sent me to Mars for a week. The plan was just to work as a reporter out here. Then the uprising happened. We got a little too close. My editor was killed. Tan blamed our broadcasts for stirring unrest. It was bullshit. Now all I want to do is keep going.
Bravo, per ora è tutto.
Talk to you later, Davis.
Hey, Ryder, before you...
È ovvio.
I hate to ask, but it seems like your job takes you all over. The places we can't broadcast yet. If I send receivers to your ship, would you mind placing them on some planets?
Certo, per la libertà di stampa.
The most far-flung colonists?
Mi servono più dettagli, qui.
What do you need from me exactly?
I'm digging up good stories here, but not a lot of people beyond the Nexus can hear them. Our long-distance transmitter sends package data between ships, and even planet-side, provided there's a receiver on the other end. I need someone to place receivers and boost our signal. We only have a few, so they need to go on planets with people.
Va bene, ti aiuterò.
Okay, Davis. I'll help you get set up.
Così faremo subito arrivare le belle notizie, ma anche le brutte. Ok, quindi ci sarebbe una missione su Eos, di nuovo adesso. Esamina i luoghi dove sono avvenute le avarie. Devi procedere missione per missione in questo.
How many times have I told you this story?
343.
Ma chi è Drac? È il nostro?
Keeping count?
Però non ci posso parlare.
That's not funny.
Con lei sì.
Good job on the outpost. Maybe Addison will lighten up.
What do you mean?
She's been pretty upset about not having an initiative outpost established yet. Understandable, if you ask me. I'm just glad she's got work to focus on now.
Bene.
Nothing more for now.
Good luck out there.
Con Dragon ci possiamo parlare, però qui c'è un datapad. A beneficio dei posti, nel caso l'iniziativa fallisca. E chi è che te lo legge? Nexus è un autentico circo. Non mi piace il modo di fare di Tan, per non dire che è evidente quanto disprezzi Krogan. Credo che abbia delle buone intenzioni alla fine, ma ciò non toglie il fatto che sia un opportunista, pronto a creare malumori se nessuno farà qualcosa, le cose non andranno bene per il Nexus. Sta già riuscendo a spingere Addison su posizioni radicali, sta preparando le difese. Forse potrei parlare di tutto questo a Kandros, se non altro per cercare di coordinarci meglio fra noi. Quanto odio queste cose, ma forse avevano già letto. Qui c'è una creatura.
Pathfinder, I believe you found the culprit responsible for the power shortages.
Che roba era? Catturiamolo.
Alert Professor Hurek to come secure it.
Ma stava dormendo quella creatura al momento? Vabbè, procediamo prima nelle missioni che vedo. Qua, primo assassino, dobbiamo parlare con lui perché le cose non ci tornano. Lui effettivamente aveva intenzione di uccidere, anche se poi non l'ha fatto. Quindi conta come se l'abbia fatto. Parlando della morte di mio padre.
I hear you went down to Eos. Did you find anything to help my case?
Mi hai mentito.
You're a liar. The Chief's Omni tool recorded you over the body admitting to killing him.
What? Wait, that's not... What are you trying to pull?
Sam, playback.
Sorry, old friend. Had to do it. I'm not dying on this rock. Well, shit. Guess my fate is sealed.
Except that your shot missed. A ket blast to the back killed Reynolds.
Are you serious? I'm innocent? What a stroke of luck. The conviction will have to be overturned. The sentence thrown out.
No, a Tan non faccio decidere. Potrei voler dir la mia.
I'm going to Tan, and I might have a different opinion. You did try to cover it all up.
Look, I'm sorry I lied, but if my shot missed, I'm innocent. Plain and simple.
We'll see about that.
Però è vero. Tecnicamente è innocente. Vabbè, primo assalto può andare a quel paese. La via incontra Carey. Andiamo a incontrare Carey. Poi andiamo anche dalla Addison. No, porca miseria. Oh. Ma quelli sono... Ah, perché noi siamo nell'orbita di un pianeta. C'è un nuvole nello spazio. Oh, strano. Addison, non mi ricordo. Cioè, lei è la capa di cosa?
My department actually has colonial affairs.
Ah, quella con gli affari coloniali, ok.
And you have new tools to help grow the initiative. AVP, ready for spending.
Che è il sistema PvE? Dimmi qualcosa al riguardo.
Sam said there was new functionality to discuss.
It's how the initiative was designed to support the Pathfinder. You and your team are out there making Andromeda viable. That empowers all of us. Hit a threshold. A new cryo group can be brought out. Want more focus on research, like on prodromos? That's your call. Brecker will introduce the interface and handle minutiae. All you need to do is decide what life in Andromeda means. No pressure.
Ammazza.
Hello, Pathfinder. I am Cryo Deployment Administrator Vladimir Brecker, C63 Galati.
Va bene.
Your first task is to decide irrevocably the course of every life in the initiative.
Whoa, that seems like... too much.
Yes, of course. But now you respect what we're doing. Andromeda viability and Nexus thresholds are your tools, your reward, and our future. How can I help?
Punti di abilità di Andromeda.
What's the rundown on AVP?
Much of the preparation in the Milky Way was determining how to measure success. Thresholds are about capacity, but this is about cost, what we can actually afford to support. Points aren't the most elegant system, but it makes it clear.
The more you earn, the more we can deploy.
L'hanno reso diegetico in maniera interessante. Le soglie.
How are you measuring thresholds?
It's based on resource estimates and general stability, a metric of acceptable scope and risk. The more you achieve, the greater capacity we can accommodate, the more the initiative can do for you. Simplest explanation, the more you do, the more room we have to grow.
Risvegliare blocchi di persone.
So I decide what groups to wake up. Won't everyone be out eventually?
Absolutely, but there's an order to things, lines of support. You can't deploy an omelet without first deploying eggs, and eggs won't get you steak. Except it's people, and how all our lives begin.
Beh, da dove comincio?
All right, Brecca. Where do I start?
The interface is active and will respond only to a pathfinder. It's ready for your first selection. You may begin shaping the initiative at your leisure.
E dove li utilizzo questi punti, amico mio? V per accedere alla schermata vivibilità. Oh, ecco qua. Vivibilità. I punti di vivibilità di Andromeda rappresentano il grado di successo complesso della colonizzazione di Andromeda. Ottieni PVA esplorando i pianeti, stringendo alleanze e sventando minacce, riparando ambienti danneggiati e compiendo altre azioni che migliorano le condizioni di vita di Eleus. A livello Nexus. Accumula PVA per aumentare il livello Nexus e poter risvegliare altri coloni dall'ibernazione. Dopo aver raggiunto un nuovo livello Nexus, accedi a collegamento capsule in operazioni Nexus o nella sala di ricerca della Tempest per scegliere la capsula che desideri aprire. Collegamento capsule in operazioni dov'è? Vivibilità planetaria. Il PVA rappresenta i tuoi progressi complessi nel rendere l'Eus abitabile, ma per alcuni pianeti presenta anche un indice di vivibilità specifico. Quando ottieni PVA sul potenziale pianeta coloniale aumenti la vivibilità del medesimo mondo fino a un valore massimo del 100%. Sulla maggior parte dei mondi puoi creare un avamposto dopo aver raggiunto una vivibilità del 40%, ma in alcuni casi sono previste condizioni aggiuntive. Inoltre, alcune capsule di stasi speciali possono diventare disponibili solo al raggiungimento di un certo livello di vivibilità su pianeti specifici. E quindi dov'è che le risveglio ste robe? Qua abbiamo un po' di robe del Codex, il Nexus, serra idroponica. La collisione iniziale del Nexus con il flagello ha provocato gravi danni alla stazione. La serra idroponica è stata tra le zone più colpite e questo ha aggravato la carenza di risorse. Pertanto il dottor Elio Camden, il nuovo direttore della serie idroponica, ha deciso di distribuire le piante in tutta la stazione per prevenire altre perdite catastrofiche. Rapporti ufficiali confermano che la serra idroponica consuma circa il 38% dell'acqua ghiacciata a disposizione del Nexus. Dopo un trattamento di osmosi inversa per rimuovere i metalli pesanti, l'acqua viene distribuita tra le cisterne riservate alle diverse varietà di piante, arricchita di un mix macronutriente. Dei sistemi IV controllano costantemente i livelli di pH, temperatura e percentuale di solidi inorganici in ognuna di queste cisterne. Le piante della serra idroponica sono state scelte in base alla varietà fenotopica e alla quantità di ossigeno prodotto. Anche se gran parte dell'ossigeno del Nexus deriva da trasformazioni elettrolitiche, le piante migliorano la qualità complessiva dell'aria. In più, i rilievi psicologici mostrano un sensibile aumento del morale a bordo della stazione in seguito alla riattivazione della serra idroponica. Il centro di scambio culturale è stato creato per promuovere l'esplorazione pacifica della nuova galassia, uno dei principi fondanti dell'iniziativa Andromeda. Considerata l'elevata probabilità di incontrare forme di vita senzienti ad Andromeda, il centro è stato progettato per istruire e informare le specie locali circa la storia e le intenzioni dei coloni della Via Lattea. La speranza è quella di evitare equivoci che potrebbero generare sospetti e ostilità, favorendo un clima di collaborazione a beneficio di tutti. Agenzia stampa Eleus. Mentre le specie della Via Lattea cercano di stabilirsi ad Andromeda, il compito di raccogliere e diffondere notizie accurate sugli eventi galattici indubbiamente di pubblica utilità ricade sulle spalle dell'agenzia stampa Eleus, che opera in condizioni difficoltose. Davis Carr, giornalista praticante, è venuto ad Andromeda per imparare il mestiere sotto la tutela di un collega più esperto. Quando il suo mentore è stato ucciso durante la rivolta del Nexus, è stato costretto a mettere in piedi praticamente da solo la fonte ufficiale del Nexus. Ash opera in modo del tutto autonomo e gode di un finanziamento parziale da parte dell'iniziativa Andromeda, replicando un modello già utilizzato in passato da alcuni servizi nazionali sul pianeta Terra. Per questo motivo alcuni coloni hanno espresso dei dubbi sull'imparzialità dell'agenzia, anche se Carr sottolinea come l'unico obiettivo di Ash sia quello di esporre ogni dettaglio della nuova era dell'esplorazione spaziale, facendo in modo che l'iniziativa debba rispondere di ogni decisione presa. Cattivo, eh? E sono finite qua le cose del Codex. Non era troppa roba, quindi possiamo incontrare Carrie. Oh mio Dio. Sì.
Ryder, isn't it? Kerry Tavessa, freelance vidmaker. This is Hakim, my producer. I could use your help.
What are you looking for?
Director Tanz asked for an uplifting documentary on the initiative. Translation, paint rainbows over our problems. But our problems are history. People deserve the truth, not propaganda.
La verità può spaventare.
Maybe a crisis is the time for hope, rather than hard truths.
Su questo concordo con Tan.
Tan's angle. But if we pretend everything's fine, who does that truly serve? The heart of my documentary will be an interview series. I was hoping you'd take part. I want the dirt and blood of our story, not the convenient fairy tale Tan's looking for. Interested?
Tan non si arrabbierà?
You don't mind treading on the initiative director's toes?
What would he do? Pull funding we don't have? I'm game if you are.
Va bene, parteciperò.
Okay, interview away.
Let's start at home. 14 months and the Nexus still isn't finished. Arcs are missing, we have people in exile. By any standard, this wasn't the plan. Our leadership describes these as anticipated issues. Would you agree?
Beh, può capitare, ragazzi, no? Insomma, andare in un'altra galassia può avere dei problemi. No, rientra tutto nella normalità.
All expeditions have to deal with supplies, enemies, or hell, just getting lost.
Esatto.
We'll deal with all of them. We just need time.
Tan will love that. But if that's your take, that's what goes in. Bandwidth means I'm transmitting in short bursts, so that's all for now. But you can bet I'll have more questions later.
Ah,
You were great. I'll get to work editing.
va bene, ma posso ancora parlarci?
Hi there.
Hi there, ok. Poi mi sono sbucate... No, è sempre la solita schifezza. Parla con Ten, al QG sul Nexus, parla con Ten. Devo parlare con Ten.
Good to see you. Hello. Director Tan is expecting you.
Last time I was here, this was a storage closet.
Pathfinder Hall just needed a Pathfinder to open.
We're still getting the commons area ready. Hydroponics is only at partial capacity.
Not good enough.
We don't have enough people. My workers need a break, Tan.
I sympathize, but not until our survival is no longer at risk. Now please excuse me while I meet with our Pathfinder. Hey, Ryder. Addison told me about the outpost. You're the hero of the hour.
Beh, c'è ancora molto da fare.
Let's hold off on the celebration. We haven't found home yet.
Oh, there's no need for modesty. Success affords leverage over those who doubted you.
And you're my best friend?
A patron. One who shares your vision of a prosperous future.
C'è molta politica in questo gioco. Ma quanto va in profondità? Lo rifiuto? Lo accetto? Boh. Mi sta bene.
I suppose we agree on that much.
I knew that given a chance, your talents would emerge. Deciphering the vault, alien terraforming. It's not how we imagined all this, but a good Pathfinder improvises. And a great one hangs it on the wall.
Che?
Yours are the first trophies to grace Pathfinder Hall. You're a symbol now, Ryder. A reason for people to believe.
È stato un lavoro di squadra.
It wouldn't have been possible without my crew. They're a talented bunch.
But you're their beacon.
Careful. He'll end up adopting you, Ryder.
Ah, my staff.
Colleagues, you wouldn't be looking to cut us out, would you, Tan?
I remind you, I am the director of the initiative.
Acting director.
Tutte le opinioni contano.
This isn't the time for arguing over who gets to be king. Too much is at stake. We should be cooperating.
That's what I've been saying since we arrived.
Then I look forward to winning our Pathfinder's support.
I have concerns about your decision on EOS, Ryder. An outpost full of scientists won't do us much good if the Kett attack.
Ha ragione.
But it will help support the Nexus. Improved research could help feed our people.
And we could argue about it all day long, as we always do. The decision was made. Now we move on. What is your plan for moving on, Ryder?
We have a lead on the terraforming network. I need to take the Tempest deeper into the sector to investigate. If the other Golden Worlds are where they should be, this could get us closer to them.
Careful. The Kett are scouring the cluster for remnant technology. You'll end up in a fight for sure. You might also run into exiles. They didn't leave the Nexus on good terms.
And we still need more outposts. They're important to expanding the station.
Though with Ark still missing, this could be a chance for Ryder to search for them. Yes, I think that's best. You have my permission.
Grazie.
Thank you, Director. I'll get on it.
May you light the torch that finds the path. Pathfinder. Ugh.
Right.
Ok.
This is Harry, back on the Ark.
Go ahead.
We may have found a way to talk to your sister, sort of. Drop by when you can. Hyperion Medbay.
Will do.
A reminder, you have AVP outstanding.
Right. Have to talk to Addison's assistant about viability perks. Sounds useful.
Allora, prima di tutto, abilità. Perché questo? Incenerimento, innescati per detonazione. Ok, tu invece fammi un po'. Facendo detonare gli inneschi combo. Anche questo fa esplodere. Nova non fa un cacchio. Fa detonare. I nemici colpiti vengono innescati per detonazioni combo. Interessante. Io punto tutto sull'innescamento. Lancio. Lancio, interessante lancio. Ci punto. E lo assegno qui. Così può innescare insieme incenerimento. E questa bella combo c'è. Cos'altro posso fare? Tecnologia. Ci sono i sistemi a supporto, biotica offensiva. Sì, aumentiamo i poteri e via. Confermiamo. Poi Cora media. Abbiamo 2 punti. Non ci posso fare un cacchio con 2 punti, mi sa. No, 3 punti. Nisba. E vabbè, vetra. Dai, 2 punti e non ci posso fare nulla. O si è sbloccata e dai, la turbo carica. No. Drac. Non posso farci nulla. Perché ci metto così tanto a caricare? Pibi. C'è davvero il lag con l'astronave? Liam. Niente. Vabbè, tagliamo la testa al toro. Codex. Vediamo che cos'è sta sala qui. Il quartier generale dei pionieri su Nexus è progettato per registrare e celebrare i risultati dell'iniziativa, dando ai pionieri anche uno spazio per rilassarsi e incontrarsi quando non sono in servizio. Il quartier generale dei pionieri non è aperto al pubblico, ma il direttore Tan ha permesso dei tour guidati da quando l'Arca Hyperion è tornata in contatto con Nexus. Il quartier generale dei pionieri conserva importanti oggetti chiave per le missioni, campioni minerari e rilevamenti planetari. Se e quando la fase iniziale di insediamento sarà completata, il quartier generale dei pionieri includerà i registri storici degli sforzi compiuti per colonizzare l'Eus. Intanto il direttore Tan ha stanziato qui i suoi uffici per poter svolgere il suo compito di sovrintendente delle operazioni dei pionieri. Va bene. Memoriale. Con solenne orgoglio ricordiamo coloro che hanno dato la vita al servizio dell'esplorazione e della scoperta. Poveri. Diagramma planetario. E dove posso spenderli sti robi? Ancora non l'ho capito. Cora.
Whole mood of the Nexus has changed since EOS. You really can feel it. New outpost, a Pathfinder's help, people waking up. It's a fresh start.
Proseguiamo su questa strada.
Can't relax yet. The initiative still has a lot of promises to keep.
And that's on us. But it's damn good to know we're on the right track.
Cos'è TH? Il modello della Lavuna, uno dei primi astoriani di Turian, è la prima assoluta a attraversare un portale galattico. Ah sì, non sono stati La Normandy SR2, progetto tenuto segretamente dall'SVC Normandy SR2, una fregata stealth basata sugli schemi sviluppati dall'Alleanza dei sistemi di giocatura. Quella di Mass Effect, la trilogia. Una prima astronave con motore ionico equipaggiato dell'umanità, costruita utilizzando tecnologie sperimentate dalla sonda Smart 1 dell'ESA nel 2003. Ah, vero? Un datapad. Allora, donazione al Consiglio dei Registri Storici dell'iniziativa Andromeda. Tutte le date fanno riferimento all'era comune, cioè dopo Cristo, signori. Allora, Giotto 1985-1992, prima missione ESA, cioè l'Agenzia Europea per lo Spazio, nello spazio profondo per intercettare un asteroide, Halley e Greg Skellerup. 1990, lancio del telescopio spaziale Hubble. 1992, Ulysses, prima missione ESA verso il Sole, prima orbita polare attorno al Sole. Godo che quindi è l'ESA il centro di tutto. 1997, Huygens, prima missione ESA su Titano, una luna di Saturno. 2003, Mars Express, prima missione ESA su Marte. 2003, Smart 1, prima missione ESA sulla Luna. 2004, Rosetta, prima missione ESA a orbitare attorno a un asteroide 67P, Churyumov-Gerasimenko. 2006, Venus Express, prima missione ESA su Venere. Ancora 2006, Huygens, primo atterraggio riuscito su un corpo celeste del sistema solare esterno, Titano, in assoluto, non di ESA, quindi. 2014, Rosetta, sono le principali missioni interplanetarie europee, infatti. Prima sonda artificiale a eseguire un atterraggio controllato su un asteroide, 67P. 2016, ExoMars, prima sonda ESA ad atterrare su Marte, contatto perso. 2018, Baby Colombo, prima missione ESA su Mercurio. 2022, JUICE, prima missione ESA verso il sistema di Giove. E poi, dopo, non lo sanno più, e quindi non possono più dirci. Qui non c'è niente.
You've had a year to think about it. Ryder, you're off to a promising start. I meant what I said. You are a symbol now of hope that things will get better. Though I worry about this terraforming network. What do we really know about it?
It's like nothing we've ever seen. It's clear somebody had big plans for this cluster.
But who?
Not sure yet, but at least we're on the trail.
Did you have some other business?
Sì, l'accusa di omicidio di Nilken.
Director, I checked out that murder. Nilken didn't do it, but there's proof that he meant to.
This is unfortunate.
È proprio la cosa peggiore.
People a sense of stability, leadership they think they can count on. And we're setting precedent for justice here in Andromeda. Now this, a convicted murderer who didn't commit the murder.
Beh, la giustizia è complicata.
These things are almost never black and white.
I know. If we suppress the evidence and uphold the conviction, we're banishing a man for a crime he technically didn't commit. If we throw the conviction out, we're freeing a man who tried to take matters into his own hands, then covered it up. Your investigation complicated this. You should take responsibility for the outcome. Do we still exile him for murder?
No. Meglio un uomo colpevole fuori di prigione che un uomo innocente in prigione. Quindi, no, deve essere rilasciato.
It was crazy down there, life and death. But his shot didn't kill Reynolds. We have to let him go.
Soprattutto poi la situazione era tesa anche.
I hope we don't regret it.
Beh, speriamo non sia un attaccabrighe. Cioè, considera che quello lì voleva uccidere un comandante che gli stava portando la morte.
But he's a free man. Well, at least we'll have this sordid business behind us.
Bene, questa è chiusa. Allora, vediamo un po' il nostro diarietto. Utilizza i PVA. Dove li utilizzo però? Raggiungi il sistema Onanon. La creazione di una nuova proposta ha spinto Tan all'iniziativa a riporre maggior fiducia nelle tue capacità di pioniere. Ora puoi seguire la pista che hai scoperto una cripta relictum su Eus e indagare sull'esistenza di una cripta potenzialmente attiva. Potrebbe rivelarsi la soluzione ideale per trovare una nuova dimora a Eleus. Qua abbiamo colture. Raccogli campioni di vegetazione. La serie idroponica del Nexus ha bisogno di campioni della vegetazione Andromeda, cerca raccogli i campioni adatti. Potenziare il segnale. Davis Carr, che dirige l'agenzia giornalistica Ash the Nexus, ha chiesto al pioniere di aiutare alcuni pianeti abitabili a ricevere le trasmissioni della rete, posizionando dei ripetitori in posizioni elevate sulla loro superficie. Quanto basta? Anna Timari ha chiesto di procurare alcuni ingredienti per preparare nuovi drink per il Dutch, il barista del Vortex. Questa la facciamo. Scansiona la fauna. Dash, il fratello di Nickel McCoy, è morto su Eus. Nigel ti ha chiesto di portare un cimelio della famiglia su Eus per onorare la memoria. Nel punto del fratello andava a riflettere. Mamma mia quante robe che ci abbiamo. Ok. Vabbè, iniziamo con quanto basta. Devo andare nell'atrio dell'Hyperion. Dov'era che si viaggiava velocemente? Devo andare sotto, sì, l'hanno nascosto proprio qua. Cioè direi che la Citadel sembrava molto più imponente. Rispetto a sto Nexus. E sto macinino brutto. Porta il luppolo della Via Lattea al Vortex. Va bene, chiudiamo. Leva, sì, si levi dai maroni.
Convicted murderer Nilken Rensis, pardoned after an investigation by the human Pathfinder proved his innocence. This is HNS.
So how'd things go?
The materials you found were perfect. If you got more, we'll take it all.
I need to keep some on reserve for engineering repairs. Mail for signups will go out in a few minutes. It's all in fun, so don't.
Wow, where did you find those? Never mind, don't answer that. I think they're straight from the Milky Way.
Bene. Ma non mi ringrazia almeno.
Welcome back.
Ha lui ancora da dire?
Yo, back. People happen when you work at a bar.
Got you there, Dutch.
I'll have to get used to you too, I guess. Fine. You can be a regular. What's your name?
Scott.
I'm Dutch. That's Anan over there. Be careful. The snark is strong with that one.
Proprio il tipo che mi piace.
Snark is good. I can work with snark.
Ugh. You're one of those.
Looks like you're outnumbered, Dutch.
You'd think people would reconsider picking on the guy making the drinks, but no. Speaking of, wanna try this one? I'm going to call it the Tall Moose.
È la più bella musica su Omicron. Vabbè, prossimo incarico. È finito, no? Allora, potenziale di segnale, devo andare su Eus, allenamento alieno, no? Fratello Eus in attesa, parla con l'assistente della Nexus, la famiglia di Dark Etervian, un Turian ancora in stasi, sta chiedendo di svegliarla in anticipo in modo da poterla avere accanto. Prodromo sta ricevendo tutti gli esperti che ha bisogno, ma anche il morale, la sua importanza ai fini della vivibilità.
Superintendent Cash reminds everyone all power grid adjustments must be approved before
We await your first application of AVP, Pathfinder. Just access the interface.
Ma dov'è questa interfaccia? Ah, è questa qua. Allora, capsule scientifiche. Competenze di questi scienziati, sezionati con lunghi anni di esperienza sul campo dell'ingegno, dimostrato sotto pressione, possono migliorare rapidamente la capacità di ricerca. Numerosi militari e veterani mi hanno portato la propria esperienza, forti addestramento bellico, avanzati capacità di sopravvivenza, ben sviluppate, commercio. Io direi che è meglio iniziare con i militari. Più che altro perché la situazione è grave. Riceve una carica di oggetti consumabili a intervalli regolari. Ricevi materiali organici a intervalli regolari. Ricevi materiali tecnologici a intervalli regolari. Puoi individuare i depositi nascosti intorno alle stazioni avanzate schierate. Ottieni dei crediti in più per le missioni Apex. Ci sono tutti sti benefici. Invece qua cosa mi danno? Guadagna punti di ricerca a intervalli regolari. C'è una sezione mineraria a intervalli regolari. E qui invece gli investimenti ti fruttano crediti a intervalli regolari. Non ho investimenti. Prezzi migliori durante le compravendite di articoli. Capienza dell'inventario aumentata. No, mi direi ricevi un carico di oggetti consumabili a intervalli regolari. Mi piace. Perfetto. Che devo parlare io qua? Allora, cultura, quanto basta l'ho risolta, perché rimane qui? Fratello perduto, la via degli eroi, questo devo fare. Poi c'è questo, caccia di rock, nucleo del re, un nome per i morti, creare il torso da corazza, pioniere, devo crearlo quello, vabbè.
Pathfinder, AVP leveling continues as per your directions. And of course, the interface remains accessible for any future adjustments. Sweet protocol and process. Now we're living.
Risvegliare una persona.
I have a specific person I want brought out of cryo.
Name and designation if available.
That's it? You'll just do it?
Nowhere in my job description does it say, argue with the Pathfinder. That said, I record all interactions. If something you ask for causes trouble, there'll be no doubt that you're responsible.
Va bene, tecnico Dark e Tiervian.
Let's keep this between us. Here's the info.
Deployment will begin shortly. Is there anything else, Pathfinder?
Le basi. Ogni volta che adesso aumenta di livello puoi risvegliare un nuovo gruppo di coloni nella stasi. L'abbiamo già fatto questo, sì, ok.
Yes, Pathfinder.
La tua storia.
Why'd you join the initiative?
I was a teacher. A good life. I could see the positives and negatives right through to the end.
You did the math and it said, come to Andromeda?
No. I just didn't like being able to see the end. Here, I don't have a clue what tomorrow will bring. It feels more like living.
Stato dell'iniziativa?
What's your take on the state of the initiative?
Please consult the AVP interface. It has a thorough breakdown of your progress.
And your personal opinion?
Your progress thrills me. Make my job obsolete, Pathfinder. I dare you.
Arrivederci.
Another time.
Pathfinder.
In effetti lui sarà senza lavoro una volta che tutti saranno risvegliati. Torna a Prodromos, vuol dire tornare su Eos anche per questa missione. Incarichi Eleus, Nexus, i pompieri. Confrontati con la dottoressa Aridana, sì, perché ci aveva mentito, assolutamente. Parla con la giornalista. Non è più sospesa la cosa. Devo attendere. No, non è qua che si va. Non so perché mi viene da andare sempre di qui.
scientists have few answers, as the dark energy anomaly known as the Scourge limits travel and communication in the cluster. This is HNS.
Dov'è che devo andare al piano di sopra.
This is cat DNA? Are you sure the scan isn't contaminated?
I'm certain, Professor.
Welcome, Pathfinder. Did Sam solve the equations I sent?
Sì.
Solve them? They almost brought down Sam Node.
The equations contained a virus designed to target artificial intelligence.
You think I... Never.
Con quella faccia lì.
Violence against any life, organic or synthetic.
E allora com'è successo?
Then how did the virus find its way into your equations?
Perhaps my files were altered or replaced. But why?
La musica del bar di fianco. Ma come fanno a fare ricerca questi? Con la musica di fianco.
Complaints to 10. Perhaps someone took the next step.
Beh, cosa fanno di male le IA?
Why would anyone hate artificial intelligence?
Lo sai, perché nella Via Lattea.
Life has different needs and motivations. It can be mysterious and powerful. Many fear what is not understood.
Beh, sono timori comprensibili.
Everything's uncertain. Maybe they just want to feel safer.
Attacking Sam is bold, though. I wonder if there have been similar incidents.
The eye kiosk was busted this morning.
I can look around.
Ok, cerca tracce attività anti-intelligenza artificiale. Va che roba. Va che belle rocce. Centro di ricerca. Ah, posso sviluppare... Cos'è che devo fare? Le gambe? Non mi ricordo. Diario mio. Poi devo tornare sull'Hyperion. Cos'è che devo creare? Corazza, il torso. Il torso penso di non poterlo fare. Il torso del pioniere. No, mi mancano quelle robe lì. Va bene. Da dove si esce? Un reclamo a Tan, così mi sente. Dov'è che devo andare? Ah, qui semplicemente. Ah, questa qua però non era sabotata un secondo fa.
Artificial intelligence is a threat to all organic life. Why not ask for more details? Detecting Pathfinder Ryder.
Hi there. Excuse the educational stuff. I hacked Avina as a sock puppet. So, our virus set you free. Hope you're doing better without that AI jammed into your head.
L'hai fatto per aiutarmi?
You sent that virus to free me from Sam?
Not just me. Our movement. And we couldn't let you suffer with that thing in your brain.
Pathfinder, it's possible they don't realize their virus failed. Pretending that it worked might win their trust.
Hello? Ryder?
Sì, senza Sam sto alla grande.
Yes, I can't believe I'm free. Thank you.
This is what our movement is for. Helping people like you. Knight says human AI merging is a threat to all life. She'd know, trust me. Oh, Knight's our founder. The virus wouldn't exist without her.
Posso incontrarla?
I should thank Knight in person.
I'll ask her. She might even give you a tour of our sanctuary.
Great, thanks.
Can't promise anything, but watch your email. Bye.
A whole movement of AI-hating hackers, with a leader called Knight.
She and her followers seem to have experience with human-AI partnership.
Imagine
If
what
they
it could
attack
do
you,
to your family.
they're capable of anything. I'll check my email. We need to find them.
My name is Avina.
In attesa, ok, rimane quindi i segreti della famiglia Ryder, andare a visitare la sorella su punti di stasi. poi possiamo andarcene dal Nexus.
Authorities continue work to establish contact with our Milky Way descendants. As of now, beacons confirming arrival in Helios remain unanswered. This is HNS.
Potersi parlare con i propri discendenti. Purtroppo non appariano i sottotitoli della notizia, però che stanno cercando di contattare i propri discendenti nella Via Lattea.
Harry, what's happening with Sarah?
Well, we got her out of the pod. I don't want to get your hopes up, but Sam managed to, find her, you might say.
I don't follow.
Well, she's still in a coma. But she also has an implant like yours, and Sam managed to access it. He's made contact.
È una cosa possibile?
I wouldn't think that's even possible.
You and me both, but Sam, well, I guess supercomputers have a different view of things.
Though in a coma, Sarah's mental processes remain intact.
So, is she okay?
You can ask her yourself. A moment while I establish a link with her implant. Proceed.
Sarah? Can you hear me?
Un po' creepy sta roba.
Scott? Is that you? What's happening? Where am I?
There was a problem with your stasis pod. You're in a coma on the Hyperion. Do you understand?
I think so. Am I dreaming?
Sam linked into your implant, but they say you're stable. You're safe and sound in the medbay.
This is so weird. I hear you, but I can't feel anything. Where's Dad? Is he doing okay?
È missione.
He's away on a mission right now. I know he's worried about you, though.
Yeah, I know Dad. He probably said, she'll live, and went off to go study some new form of algae.
Più o meno, però è successo così.
It wasn't like that. He cares.
How many times has he yelled at me so far?
Oh, the usual.
Well, when he gets back, tell him he needs to stop picking on my little brother. What's home like? Is Habitat 7 as beautiful as they promised?
No, qua le dico la verità. Non ha funzionato.
There's been some complications. The Golden Worlds didn't exactly deliver.
Damn. Well, we knew it could get rough. Dad will find us a place to live.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
And I should be there helping you guys do it.
Non preoccuparti, lo farai.
Well, you were never one to quit, Sarah. A little nap won't hold you back.
Hell no, it won't. As soon as I'm up, I'm helping you and Dad find home.
You got it.
And then...
What happened?
The connection was only temporary. Her condition remains stable.
Sorry, it seemed better than nothing. I'll keep you posted, promise.
Thanks, Harry.
Va bene, è l'ora di tornare su... cosa vuole il codex? Rider, il legame che unisce. Hai fatto visita a tua sorella Sara mentre è ancora in coma. Hai mentito a tua sorella dicendo che il vostro padre era ancora vivo. Sei stato onesto con Sara in merito a difficoltà relative alla ricerca di una nuova casa. Mi beccherò un cazzone quando si sveglierà. Teniamoci questo cercare le arche perché voglio... Dove devo andare? Ah, lui ne sa, vedi? Non l'avrei mai scoperto se non avessi selezionato.
Boy, Pathfinder. Today has not been a good day.
Why's that?
A large shipment of medical supplies intended for Prodromus was intercepted by those damned exiles. Scouts confirmed they've divvied the supplies.
Almeno smetti di guardare il tuo telefono mentre mi parli. Ci penso io.
I'll see what I can do about reclaiming them.
That would be great. Thanks. Maybe when you come across them assholes, you can rectify all this.
Ma questo non c'entra con la missione. Le arche mancanti, è un'altra roba. Va bene, quindi anche questa è una missione di lungo termine. Andiamo allora a farci le missioni su EOS.
A violent illness related to cherry-like fruit brought back from Habitat 7 has authorities baffled. Multiple passengers are still in quarantine. This is Agent S.
I know we slept for 600 years.
You're listening to Agent S.
Cora wanted to check in with you.
Ah sì, allora farò un giro a parlare.
Hello, Gil. When are you cleaning up that repair on the sensor console?
I'm not. It's a redesign.
A redesign? Without a trained crew?
I'm trained and it's working great. Don't be so uptight.
Everything okay?
No. Fine. Fine. Don't worry about it.
Ok, scenetta discutibile. Suvi.
I saw pictures of the vault. Astounding how big it is. And how much of it didn't you see? What if it's way bigger? What's all that space for?
Potrebbe essere profondissimo.
With what it has to do, it could go thousands of miles below the surface of the planet.
Or completely span it. An underground network. Just a thought, of course. I wouldn't even know where to start hypothesizing how it all works. The remnant builders, whoever, whatever they were, accomplished something far beyond us.
Squadra scientifica sul Nexus.
I take it you work closely with the Nexus science team?
I tried to keep in contact with them. We discuss anything and everything we discover out here. After all, many brains are better than one, and Dr. Aridana is worth 2 or 3 at least. I work best when I have other people to bounce ideas off of.
Le scansioni di Andromeda.
I'm still fuzzy about how we managed to see Andromeda all the way from home.
It confused me too. I mean, the light lag would have made any data 2 million years out of date. So I asked Dr. Aridana, and she told me, well, it wasn't her tech that did it. It was the Geths.
You're kidding? Those killer robots we had in the Milky Way?
Those exact ones. The Initiative obtained data from an array in deep space, a Geth construct. According to Aridana, the Geth rebuilt a mass relay and turned the approach corridor into an FTL sensor.
A what now?
It operated like a telescope, just faster than light. It provided much more up-to-date info. We don't know why the Geth were interested in observing beyond the galaxy, though. Maybe we'll never know.
E invece lo sappiamo, era per avvistare l'arrivo dei Reaper che volevano distruggere tutta la Via Lattea. La vita nella Via Lattea.
It's possible he didn't know. The Geth are isolationist and hostile. Using the info, even obtaining it in the first place, probably crossed a lot of boundaries.
E il flagello?
What do you know about the Scourge?
We established that it's artificial. Someone put it there. Or they did something that caused its creation. We don't know why. That's still a mystery.
Terraformazione?
What do you know about the remnants terraforming?
Quindi artificiale il flagello.
From what I can tell, the vault is designed to adjust almost everything about a planet. Climate, pH of the soil, atmosphere composition. There's even evidence that it can propagate life. If we can figure out how to control the vaults, we could turn these worlds into perfect habitats.
La tua fede.
When did you start believing in a god?
My parents were both scientists. My home was ruled by rationality. So when I became a teenager, let's just say that while other kids found Batarian music, I found God.
But your work as a scientist
Convinced me even more, especially when I got into molecular biology, physics. The patterns I kept seeing over and over again, they were like an artist's watermarks. God, to me, is an artist, an inventor, not someone checking to see if I brush my teeth.
Va bene, a dopo.
Sounds good.
Terminale email. Ammazza, hai tempo per un'intervista. Ho saputo che grande successo solo complimenti, dovrebbe parlare davanti a un microfono, Kerry. Ma l'abbiamo già fatto. La tua dottoressa è una delle asali più ficcanase che abbia mai incontrato. È credibile, non è facile. Deve cercare di darsi una calmata, altrimenti io qui non ci resto a lungo e sarebbe un peccato, credo. O lascia perdere. Spiritualità, Ryder. Sono felice che abbiamo avuto occasione di parlare. Devo sempre difendere le cose in cui credo alla fine, ma sono anche stancata. Ogni volta che incontro qualcuno che la pensa come me, o che almeno mi capisce, sono davvero felice, per cui grazie. Notizia EOS, Pioniere, avrei bisogno del tuo aiuto con una cosa alla quale sta lavorando Henley. Io non ci capisco molto, per cui lascerò che sia lei a spiegarti tutto al tuo arrivo. Dove è finita cosa? Bibi. Quella lì?
Drac, I'm working with Vetra to track down prosthetic gel and those other items we discussed.
You're too good to me, Doc.
Nothing for me. Playing favorites, Lexi? What? No?
Vabbè.
So we have a stowaway.
You mean PB?
She's decided to set up in one of the escape pods. You don't need a psychologist to tell you that one's got commitment issues.
Diventare dottoressa.
How did you get into medicine?
My mum was a dancer on Omega. Dad was a bouncer. I'd patch him up after busy nights. Discovered I had steady hands. They put every credit they earned into my education.
Are they here in Helios?
No. Both died in a turf war. Made leaving the Milky Way behind easier.
Frammenti di ricordi.
I need to talk to you about something private.
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
When Dad died, he blocked off parts of Sam's memory, things he didn't want me to see.
Or he thought you weren't ready for.
Maybe. I found this trigger. It unlocked a memory fragment of Dad on the Citadel, from when the Alliance rejected his ideas about AI, and he found out Mom's illness was terminal.
Why do you think your father chose this specific memory?
Beh, è stato un punto di svolta.
It was where his journey to Andromeda really began.
Those events started your family down a new path.
Yeah. Thanks, Lexi. Feels good to talk about this.
Morale d'equipaggio.
How do you think the crew is holding up?
I'm happy to share what I can without violating patient confidentiality. Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files and my brain by species.
Metodo di catalogazione.
Why do you sort them that way?
Just easier for me to see patterns in behavior.
Ok, quindi l'equipaggio umano.
How do you think the human crew members are handling things?
There's a lot of them.
Ammazza. Partiamo da Liam.
How's Liam?
A handful. Every time I patch him up, he breaks something new. Liam's we can't lose attitude is commendable. But I worry how he'll react when something does go wrong.
Suvi?
Suvi okay?
Suvi's strong sense of faith keeps her grounded. I'm not spiritual, but there's a beauty in how her mind rationalizes religion and science.
Gil?
Gil?
Gil likes to use humor as a defensive technique. He'd rather bury himself in the Nomad than tackle emotions head-on.
Cora?
How's Cora doing?
She's processing. Your father was her mentor. She expected to follow in his footsteps, but he gave the role of Pathfinder to you. Just because she trusts his judgment doesn't mean she's not confused. Or hurt.
Equipaggio non umano.
Check in on the non-human crew.
Ask away.
Drac?
Is Drac good?
That old bastard's always good. I've never met anyone who can be so stubborn and so appreciative. Could you look out for him, Ryder?
Certo.
Don't worry, Lexi. I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you. And maybe don't mention I asked.
Callo?
How's our Solarian?
He's quite the gossip. Tight-lipped about himself, though.
Vetra?
Tell me about Vetra.
Vetra's used to having someone depend on her. I think that's why she's so resourceful and likes providing for other people. That being said, I think she could use a little me time.
PB.
Is PB all right?
She's avoiding me. Probably thinks I'll poke her with a needle if she gets too close.
To be fair, you're always giving me shots.
Not in the hallway.
Vabbè.
Thanks for the insight.
Amicizia con Harry.
How long have you and Harry been friends?
I remember when he didn't complain about arthritis. We met at a medical convention on the Citadel. He was moderating a panel on neurosurgery in low-gravity environments. His name card was crooked, but he was so damn confident, I knew we'd be friends.
E la presenza sull'Hyperion?
So how did a sorry doctor end up on the human ark?
Specialist in alien anatomy, remember? That includes humans. Also, Harry insisted. Maybe he always intended to switch jobs.
Vabbè, arrivederci.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Centro di ricerca, missioni squadra d'assalto. Questo cos'è? Collegamento capsule, ok. Track.
Ryder, you meet Spender yet? Colonial Affairs, the ass in assistant director. Got no idea why Addison keeps him around. Spender lied to the Krogan during the uprising, and he's headed out for cash ever since. He's up to something. I just can't prove it. We should pay him a visit on the Nexus.
Va bene. Cash, giusto?
What's it like to have Cash as a granddaughter?
Ah no.
Cash is my Mushan, child of my blood. Raised her myself. Damn proud of her too. She did good, even with me for a granddad.
Mi piace.
She's honest. Definitely blunt.
She had to take after me in some ways, I guess.
E Drac?
I'd like to know more about you.
Fire away.
Conosci Vetra?
How did you and Vetra meet?
Huh, that's right. Your father brought you into the project pretty late, didn't he? Must have been a pretty steep learning curve since they thawed you out.
You could say that.
You make do with what you get. Anyway, I met Vetra back when we were building the Nexus. She swiped supplies I was trying to get for cash right under my nose. I tried to intimidate her into turning them over to me, and let me tell you, that Turian takes shit from no one.
È quello che mi piace di lei.
She really has a way of getting things done.
She sure does. But here's the best part. She waited until I saw her again in Cash's office, no less, to tell me she'd been working for Cash all along. They're both still laughing at me over that.
Colonia Krogan.
Tell me more about the Krogan colony.
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory to grab up. Got a decent setup going, self-sustainable, the works.
Cioè, quindi l'iniziativa faceva fatica a creare la prima colonia e questi invece erano già avanti.
Food's food. Just because we can eat anything doesn't mean we gotta settle for scraps.
Ma forse per questo. Cioè, loro possono mangiare tutto quello che vogliono e sono molto resistenti perché vivono in un mondo post-nucleare, apocalittico. Il loro mondo natale. Esperienze in guerra.
So, about all this combat experience you have, I'd love some details.
Ha! The list will be shorter if you ask me what experience I don't have. I've been doing this for a long time now. Centuries. Shit, well over 1,000 years. Don't even know how I'm still alive, to be honest.
Skill?
You need luck to be a merc. Skill, sure, but a whole lot of luck. And a really hard head.
Allora, racconti di guerra qua?
Got any stories or advice to share?
Does a piejack scratch its butt?
Consigli per le battaglie?
Anything about the Ket? Or combat in general?
Well, common Ket are pretty straightforward. Hit them hard enough, they die like anything else.
Altri consigli?
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Wraiths are sneaky little shits, like to ghost up behind you when you least expect it. Just listen.
Sono i cani invisibili.
Give themselves away right before coming at you. Break through their head plates, then a headshot should do the trick.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Destined are annoying, quick. Got some crazy mist that hides them from view. They're friends, too. Take a destined down, and that mist goes away.
Ah, quello non l'ho notato.
Prime target, if you ask me.
I predestinati, quindi primi da dover colpire.
Grenade practice.
Mi servirebbe qualcosa di granata.
There's just something wrong about the kid. The absolute single-mindedness.
Quanta roba da dire su Cat?
So, Chosen, it's not good to let too many of them get close to you at once. If they hit your shields, take a step back. Let me handle them. Bet you anything they're not used to being rushed by a Krogan.
Vabbè, facciamo un'altra volta se non finiamo più. Rivolti sul Nexus.
The Nexus got us Krogan to stop the mutiny. In return, we were supposed to get a say in station business. Spender, Addison's assistant, lied about the deal, and Tan came down hard. Too hard. So we left. Cash is alone on that station now.
Come pensi se la caverà? O ti preoccupi per lei?
You think someone might try to hurt Cash?
More like she airlocks Spender. Or he tries to stab her in the back, and then she airlocks him. Dan wouldn't listen to me when I told him Spender had a part in the mutiny. I had no proof.
So what's my part in this?
Things need to get sorted out, and my clan needs to get back on station, without Spender messing things up. Way I see it, you're probably the best one for that job.
Certo. Sam?
Did Lexi brief you on Sam and squad connectivity yet?
Yeah. You want to hook that thing up to my comms, sure, but that's where it stops. Putting an AI in your head, giving it access to everything like that, it's begging for trouble.
Perché?
Why do you say that?
I've seen what bots can do when they turn on their creator.
Ah, lui ha visto la ribellione di...
Been in some of those fights. There's a reason that kind of research was outlawed.
Yeah. I was dismissed from the Alliance when news of what my dad was researching got out.
No shit. Ruined the writer name, I'll bet.
Non però qui. Però Sam e io andiamo d'accordo.
Sam is part of what makes someone a Pathfinder. You're just gonna have to deal with that.
So long as it's not in my head and it ain't messing with my body.
Vabbè, con te abbiamo parlato anche a sufficienza.
Sure.
Hey, one last thing.
Yeah?
Non chiamarmi ragazzo.
I don't love being called kid.
I'll try to stop doing that. Can't promise I won't slip up, though.
Ok, qui abbiamo questi.
So Vetra, I hear this joker beat you at poker too. Where'd you hear that?
Ah, Gile è questo, non mi ricordavo chi fosse.
Long time no chat. What's up?
Nexus.
How tough was it on the Nexus all those months?
Have you ever eaten overcooked space cow tongue?
No.
Can't say I have.
Well, let me tell you, it's tough. Wondering if you're gonna die from a critical malfunction? Or maybe starvation? Imagining which would be worse? But hey, you could always take a break from the fear and boredom to dwell on being a part of the biggest failure in galactic history. Maybe even participate in a revolt.
What was your take on that?
I didn't place any bets, if that's what you're asking. Truth is, I don't think anyone made out particularly well. Whatever side you're on, you die a little when your brother, your teammate, becomes an enemy. We traveled all this way, all hope and wonder, and we end up fighting with each other over scraps. It's sad.
E i tuoi amici?
What's your social circle like?
I'm good for a laugh, so I know lots of people, but I don't let too many in. My one true friend is stationed on the Nexus. She's the only piece of the Milky Way I brought with me. The more you and I get to know each other, the more you'll probably hear about her.
Va bene, la Tempest.
I hear we have you to thank for getting the Tempest space ready so quickly.
Vetra brings her impossible feats to me. I was itching to get this particular call. Capital R ready. Don't tell her, but the truth is, I fudge reports to come in early, then bust ass in secret to make up for it. Expands the guild legend. Plus, I convey calm and assurance, and the whole team relaxes, which helps them do their jobs better.
A proposito, il nostro equipaggio.
Like we have a good group here.
Well, Vetra and Suvi are my girls. Get along well. Lots of mutual respect. PB's a real spark plug. I like her, but she's exhausting. And Drax's my kind of guy. Brash. Takes no shit.
As far as your Hyperion peeps go, the doc's kinda nosy. Liam's good for a laugh or two. Cora, she's a bit by the book for me.
Vabbè, dai, è un bene che sia così.
By the book keeps us alive.
Hey, variety's the spice of life, right? Different strokes makes for healthy debate.
What about Callow?
He's a pilot.
Which means...
he flies the ship.
We're leaving it at that, then?
Does a Pathfinder know what to do with a dead end?
Vabbè.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Qua c'è il bellissimo motore. Ecco PB.
You again. Want to hear more about my childhood log cabin?
No, voglio... Cosa ne pensi dell'equipaggio della Tempest?
Interesting bunch. I get a good feeling from Vetra. Not your typical military-minded Turian. Liam seems a lively one. I expect he'll surprise me. Drek is, well, old. Wonder if he can still learn new tricks.
What about...
Gil smacks of complication. Might take some unraveling. Callow and Suvi seem busy. I hope they aren't all work, work, work. Who's left?
Well, there's...
Oh, right, Cora. What's her deal? Is she as prim and proper as she comes across?
È una professionista.
She's exactly what she should be. Capable, reliable. She's a valuable part of my team.
Sure. That comes across too.
There's also Lexi, our doctor. She's an Asari.
Oh, I'll get around to her. All in all, seems like a decent bunch.
E il Nexus?
What was it like for you on the Nexus?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be woken up yet. A resourceful accomplice finagled my early thaw.
Tutti, oh.
So I kind of lived off the grid. Snuck around, bullshitted my way onto excursions off station. After I found my first remnant ruin, I started, borrowing shuttles. After that, I didn't spend much time on the Nexus. I even missed most of the revolt.
E il Relictum?
What drew you to the Remnant?
Are you kidding? It's evidence of a sophisticated species no one knows anything about. It doesn't get more intriguing than that. There's so much to discover. I want to be the first to figure them out. And the tech, it's on a different scale. If we can appropriate it, who knows what advances we'll make.
Il tuo progetto in corso?
You really won't tell me what you're working on.
That's right. Next question.
Qualcuno di
You
speciale?
mentioned you came to Andromeda with someone?
Nothing gets by you. Guess that's why you're the Pathfinder. Just a friend. The one who woke me up early. But now she's not even that.
Perché?
It's better to venture into the unknown without restraints or entanglements, don't you think?
Sembra una scelta solitaria.
I don't know. Don't friends and loved ones make all the effort worthwhile?
I've always been self-motivated. Don't need much more than curiosity to drive me forward.
You're off.
Va bene.
Good luck with your project.
Thanks. Don't be a stranger.
Che volo. Cosa mi serve a fare l'ascensore quando posso fare sti voli? Qui Vetra non c'è, è qua.
Terraforming, Atmo processors, gravity wells, life-destroying murder bubbles. We really had no idea what Helios was about, did we?
Questa è un'avventura.
If we knew what it was all about, it wouldn't be an adventure. It would just be moving. And everyone hates moving. Just the packing alone, ugh.
Point taken. I'm just saying. I really hope you have a plan, Ryder.
Trovare una casa.
The plan's the same. We find a home. Whatever that takes.
Keep that drive. Makes me believe we can make it. I mean, we have to make it. The alternative is not even worth thinking about.
Come mai l'iniziativa?
How did you hear of the Andromeda initiative?
Short answer, Cash. She was looking for some experimental ship mods, and I knew how to track them down. I thought it was a one-time deal, but she came back. Once, twice. Eventually, I figured out something was going on. Something big with creds behind it. I asked and she told me about the initiative. New galaxy, new home. Couldn't pass that up.
Hai visto la rivolta?
You were on the Nexus when the revolt happened?
When you promise people golden worlds and all they get are wastelands and a death cloud, they riot. Some wanted to go home, some demanded answers, and a couple just wanted to stir shit up.
And you?
Some days I wondered if the exiles had a point. Maybe we were conned into coming here. But why would the initiative go to all this trouble just to screw us over? The thing about conning people, you always know something they don't. And that's why the con works. And if I'm going to pick a side, I'm picking the liars.
Cosa intendi con vie traverse?
You talked about your back channels. What did you mean?
We brought a lot from home. Some of it marked initiative, some of it in personal caches. Most things you want, someone's got. You just have to figure out who. And what they're willing to take in exchange.
Sembra troppo facile.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, but it is. Most things are simple once you know the trick to them.
C'è qualcuno nella tua vita? Sì, la sorella. Ah, a parte la sorella.
No, just me and Sid. It's always been just the two of us.
No, I mean, someone special.
Special? Oh. You mean like... Oh. No, nothing like that. Who has time? What about you?
Spero presto.
Anywhere's gonna feel empty if you don't have someone to share it with.
A romantic? I wasn't expecting that. Then again, the entire idea of leaving everything you know for a chance at something new is kind of romantic. Anyway.
Vabbè, ti lascio.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Che espressioni che hanno queste facce, mi fanno morire. Ah, Liam è qua fuori. Trapassava le casse.
Prodromos. Sounds good, doesn't it? We started Pathfinder. A new life. That is goddamn brilliant.
E la madonna. Ah, devo stare attento a quello che selezione. Ma perché è così verso il baccaglio? Vabbè, riguardo a te.
We barely covered how you joined. Tell me something about yourself.
Alright, I was a bad student, piss poor cop, great responder. Had a good life, but it'd all been done. I wasn't looking to start over. I wanted to start big.
La tua famiglia?
Tell me about your family.
I missed the hell out of them. Some nights you just cry, right? That's the thing everyone does. Mom Joelle, Dad Calvin, both lawyers. Met on the Citadel, settled on Earth. No brothers or sisters. That might have been too much to leave. It was traditional. How about you?
Che vuol dire tradizionale?
Traditional is a weird term for family. Like normal. Who's that describe?
I suppose you're right. I sure didn't keep to tradition. I said goodbye to my mum and dad and got on a ship to Andromeda.
La carriera?
You were a cop then, crisis response? Couldn't have been long in either.
Didn't have the patience for law, so I figured enforcement. Dad knew it didn't fit before I did. But it got me into hustle. They mostly take vets and retired service. Best years of my life.
Buon per te.
You found your place. Not everyone gets that.
I knew it. Glad for it every day. And that led me here.
Arrivederci.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Ma quindi con la Turian ci ho baccagliato prima, scegliendo quelle opzioni? Spero proprio di no. E se fossero tutte domande, non tentativi di baccaglio alcuni. Infoboard equipaggio. C'era stasera voce vuota, scusa perché non mi ricordavo dei turni, a metà delle razioni non sono stato preparate. Callo. Non preoccuparti, Callo, ci sono zuppa a destra, levo proteica, questa per me, cocktail alla frutta, una cambusa vetra. Se penso abbiamo rischiato di partire senza di te, Callo. Oggetti smarriti, tazza da caffè. Ieri ho trovato una tazza vicino al laboratorio biologico e carina, anche la base magnetica era accanto a una paratia. Cora, commento è mia, l'ho posato un attimo perché aveva entrambe le mani occupate. La prossima volta svuotala, che ne dici? Cattivo. Drake e Pibi sono dei nostri, ho completato documentazione per il Nexus, ho dovuto smussare qualche dettaglio, ma ora ho fatto entrambe parti a pieno titolo della squadra Pionieri. Benvenuti. A Drac, volevo scusarmi con te pubblicamente per quello che ho detto. Cora, non preoccuparti, Harper, la botta migliore è sempre quella in attesa, lo terrò a mente. Ma dov'è Cora? Ah, forse nei laboratori che non ho esplorato. Si è spostata, Pibi. Tech Lab non c'è niente e nessuno.
Report from the Nexus. Population's growing as people wake up. Lots of hopefuls waiting for a home.
Bradley will have all the help he can take.
They'll be starting crops soon. Can't tell if they have enough water or too much. I grew up on a little cargo freighter. Only saw gardens in vids, but I always loved them. I daydreamed about planting a big rose garden when we got here and still imagine it sometimes. Roses in Helios.
Allora, come sei romantica, un bel baccaglio. Vabbè, comunque mi piace l'idea.
It'd be good to bring something beautiful across galaxies.
Everyone in the initiative has their something beautiful. I didn't for a while. After I left the Asari Commandos, well, I didn't leave. My mentor, Nasira, said I should go.
Why?
The initiative would suit you better, was all she said. Being a huntress suited me fine, but she insisted.
È stato crudele da parte sua.
Wow. You fight side by side and then she gives you the brush off?
It hurt. One big kick out of the nest. Still, that's familiar. When your biotics are honed into Huntress-grade weapons, people can be weird about it. The initiative seemed better. Just didn't see how I'd fit into their brave new galaxy. I never fit anywhere before. Then I met some jerk named Ryder. Talked about traveling to Andromeda like he was teaching you how to see it.
È innamorata questa. Cosa ti aveva affascinata?
Part of that vision made you want to take the plunge.
A civilization where everyone had a place, even AI, or an overpowered human biotic. Your father said, I get being different. Now imagine being welcome and making others like you welcome too. When I was 13, I could warp a steel girder. He made me wonder, what if someone had told me that's okay?
Sapeva ispirare gli altri.
He gave you a dream to work toward. He was good at that.
Who doesn't want to belong, especially somewhere like the Initiative? So I gave the Initiative my all. Kept thinking of the niche I wanted, my rose garden. I thought I knew what I was going to be.
This is about not taking over as Pathfinder?
Didn't think it would still sting. Nasira, your father, even my parents. They leave, I'm left without answers. Nowhere to stand.
Tutto così ingiusto.
I get that. We've all had a lot of disappointments lately.
You're doing well. For having no training, being your second isn't so bad. And if that remnant tech pays off, maybe someday I'll have roses too.
È delusa. Vabbè, c'è qualcosa da leggere nel codex? Ovvio, come no. Un equipaggio unico, Callo Giaffa, a volte tu e Callo chiacchierate nel tempo libero, Callo non perde occasione per parlare da Tempest, pare che Callo e Jill Brody non vadano d'accordo, Callo però preferisce non affrontare l'argomento, e nemmeno Jill. Va bene, beh, direi che è stato un lungo episodio di chiacchiere e di missioni fetch quest, diciamo, vai in un posto e premi F e poi vai in un altro posto.
Oh, how'd you get under there?
Direi che è giunto il momento di partire per lo spazio profondo, ma nel prossimo episodio. Quindi se vi è piaciuto questo video e se siete qua, immagino che non ci sia nessuno, ma se siete qua probabilmente vi è piaciuto, quindi un like al video. Se non volete perdervi i prossimi episodi, iscrivetevi al canale, cliccate sulla campanella e a me non resta che salutarvi dicendovi ciao a tutti, belli e brutti, brutte e belle, da King Davark, The Casual Gamer.